Hey everybody, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I've always said that one of the hardest things about doing one of these robot kits is getting this paper, this adhesive protection off of the plastic parts. And so I thought it'd be interesting to see what would be the best way to do that. So because I have a laser printer, I am already a member of a few laser printing and engraving groups. And so I asked one on Facebook, what's the best way to do this? And I got a couple of suggestions. So I'm going to try it, and we're going to do some somewhat non-scientific methods for checking it out. But I've got a bowl of cold water here, or not cold water, room temperature water. I've got some warm water there, and I have a plain bowl here that I am going to shoot some goof off in. Now the way that was actually recommended to me was to do turpentine. I don't have any turpentine, but instead, for your benefit, I'm going to smell my office up with some goof off. Now, some of the other ways that were recommended to me were to use a utility knife. And so I've got a brand new Fat Max blade in here, and I'm going to try to get some of that off there. And so I was able to kind of get a little corner of it. And not bad. I mean, you can see like I got it, and I think I might have gotten lucky on the first try. I'm going to try the other side and see what happens. I'm kind of worried about scratching it and obviously cutting myself, so we'll see. It's real hard. Like, you just have to find the right spot to get started. I would say this works really well until it doesn't work. And then you're kind of stuck. So the second thing I have here is a single-sided blade. This is it's a brand name quality Stanley blade, and so I'm going to try this one on the same spot. This is a little thinner. I don't have a scalpel or an X-Acto knife handy. I think my wife stole all my X-Acto knives. So I was able to kind of get under here on this a little bit, and once I got under there, I was able to lift a little bit. So that's not too bad. I think the thinness of the single-sided blade might give it a little bit of an advantage over the utility knife. So let's try one more piece with that. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to cut toward myself, which is a little scarier. But so yeah, with a straight utility knife, I was able to get under that a little bit better and peel up. So that's not too bad. So far the single-sided blade is the winner. Now another technique I was told to try is tape. And so I was given different types of tape to try. So the first one is, people said, masking tape. Now I'm not going to use cheapo dollar store masking tape. This is actually a fresh roll of 2020 Scotch brand tape. And so it's a better masking tape. So I'm going to push that down here real hard, and I'm going to try to peel up. And I basically just took a little bit of the top layer off. I'm going to give that one more try. Nothing. I'm going to make sure I'm really on the corner so that nobody says I'm doing it wrong. I'm going to try to get right down here on this clean corner and see what I can do. Alright, a part of the tape I've never touched. Scrunch that down there really good and try to peel up by the corner. I'm saying nothing doing for the masking tape. That's pretty worthless. Alright, the next one is brand name duct tape, which I can already tell this is not going to be what you need. So this is brand name brand duct tape, and I'm getting nothing. I'm getting less grip than the masking tape. So I'm going to call regular duct tape a no-go. The next one I've got is this 100-mile-an-hour 3M tape that gets used on ducts and sometimes putting body parts back on your car if you have any issues. This stuff can be just as hard to peel as the acrylic itself. So we're going to go ahead, push that on there, and it's stuck to the mat really well, but it's not doing a good job getting this stuff off. In fact, I'm going to try a new piece so that I'm not accused of being biased here. I'm going to take this piece, which has a real good clean edge and a clean corner over here, and I'm going to cut Another piece of 100-mile-an-hour tape. And we're going to push on there. And let's see what happens. Nothing doing for the 100-mile-an-hour tape. Just comes pretty much right off. Got tape stuck to my elbow. Alright, how about some 3M brand heavy-duty shipping tape? I'll try to normalize that audio out there so you don't hear that. Alright, clean spot on the tape. Good push down here. And let's try a slow peel. Oh. Wow. Okay, so that worked really well. Let's try the other side on a fresh spot on the tape. And we're going to try another slow peel if I can get a hold of it. Did I get lucky? That's the question. So far it looks like I got really lucky. Let me grab another piece of tape. Fresh piece of tape, and we're going to try it again. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to push it down really hard. I'm going to try a rolling technique here. So let's try this. Nothing doing. I think I got lucky the first time. Oh. Okay, I wouldn't exactly call that consistent. Let's try another piece here. But let's get that really on here. Man, that just feels like such mixed results. Like when it comes off just absolutely perfectly, and then other times it feels like it doesn't do squat. So let's go to the last kind of tape that we're going to try, and we're going to try this is the one that was specifically recommended, and this is Gorilla brand tape. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it on this piece right here. So I'm going to keep it where my fingers are not. Now this is some very strong tape. It's also not cheap. This roll here is about $3. So for maybe 1.5 inches wide, $3. So not cheap, but very strong. So that did not, it did take it off this side, but not the other side. So let's see if I can sneak up here and try one more time. I'm going to try to get just the corner of it pressed really good. That worked pretty well. It's yeah, that worked pretty well. I can't complain about that. So it's definitely not going to be the cheapest way to get that off, but it worked. So the next thing I want to do is come over here to this solvent, because I see some blackness coming on here, so I need to make sure I'm not eating this thing. That worked amazingly well. So Goof Off, it stinks, but I mean one quick shot and that came off. Now let me rub this. And even though it's black acrylic, I'm not getting any blackness on my towel here. I probably will soak this in some water just to make sure that stuff is deactivated. But that came off really, really clean with the Goof Off. So let's go to the hot water next, because it has the biggest advantage of being hot. And we're going to try to start scraping this. Okay, so once I get a little rip in it, which is not hard to do because the paper's wet, the adhesive actually comes off really easily. And so basically you can just take your finger and kind of rip down the thing, and then now you've got a spot to work with. And yeah, I mean the hot water, and when I say hot, I mean about as hot as my tap will put out. So yeah, that worked really well overall. Now let's try the cold water, or room temperature water. So you definitely have the same paper soakage, but what I'm noticing here with the cold is that the adhesive is still stuck. So even though you've loosened the paper, there's still a lot more grip on the adhesive, and so it's fighting me back a lot more than the hot water. So it comes off, but I think hot water is clearly easier than cold water. So my original plan was to come up with a ranking of the best ways to do this, but really when it comes down to it, there's one way to do this. There's no reason to risk your fingers with a knife. There's no reason to use the chemicals in Goof Off or turpentine. There's no reason to waste the money of using tape. there's no reason to soak it in cold water when you just soak it in hot water and it's going to come right off. And that's the way to go. I mean, there's one way to do this, and soak your parts in hot water and you'll get a nice clean peel off, and you're not going to risk any chemicals or anything like that. And that is the way to do this.